Hey guys, welcome back to MuscleMentor.net. I'm Brad Hall and this is Justin Harris. And we're going to do a video for you today on when we would stop and have someone like reevaluate their diet. So if someone comes to you, for contest prep or fat loss diet or something like that, or even weight gain, I suppose, and it just gets to a point where you've done everything that you possibly can. What's that point where you've done everything you possibly can before you say, okay, we need to take a step back and reset your metabolism? We need to reevaluate your goals because your metabolism is just fighting too hard.
This is the hardest. This is like the hardest thing you have to do as a nutritionist, I think, because one, it feels like, okay, did I do something wrong? Why is this person not ready? And two, it's just hard to tell someone that gave you money that they're not going to be prepared for what they had planned to do. And for me, it most often happens with female competitors. Because even if it's a female and she has a goal physique, but she's not stepping on stage, and we reach this point where I've realized her metabolism is just too sluggish, we can still stretch out the diet a couple weeks longer, and then correct the issues after that. But it typically happens with females because they're not good about doing things to properly improve their metabolism after the contest diet. Guys don't have any problem. Guys, for the most part, don't have any problem after the contest is over eating a bunch of calories. Guys don't have a problem putting a little fluff on because in most guys' mind, hey, I look bigger in shirts. Where females, even females who compete, don't ever want to look bigger. They always want to. They seems like they much more want to stay lean year round, and on top of that, it's much harder for them to stay lean year round. You take a super heavyweight male bodybuilder who train on days they train on a leg day, their metabolic rate might be 6,000 calories. And so for a guy who's burning 6,000 calories between his basal metabolic rate and however many calories he's burning on a heavy leg training day, you can drop him 2,000 calories a day and he's still eating 4,000 calories. He's still eating a ton of calories. Where a female who's not been good about her metabolism, she might have a basal metabolic rate of 1,000 calories and maybe burn another 200 calories training. She might only be able to eat 1,200 calories a day, period. So you can't drop 2,000 calories a day you drop even 400 calories a day and she's already at 800 calories. And really, 400 calories a day is less than a pound a week.
Yeah.
Roughly 3,500 calories per pound of fat. Well, 7 days a week at 400 calories is what's 7 times 4? 28. 2,800 calories. Physics. I'm really bad at numbers. Give me functions, but as soon as numbers become involved, I think actually I would. Off topic here, but in physics class, especially when you get further in physics, the solution is they want the solution formula. They don't really care about a number because a number is just whether or not you punch the values into a calculator correctly. You still have to get the formula correctly. And so most of the time I would just leave my answer as a formula. I would never actually deal with the numbers. I would still figure it out. Anyways. And anyway, so a female, if she's coming to you at 1,200 calories, which isn't abnormal for a female, especially if a female tries to stay lean all year, they've pretty much dwindled their metabolism down to that level.
If they're coming to you, it means they need help, so they're probably not lean. So yeah. They've kept their metabolism at 1,200 calories or some low number, and managed to not be at their ideal physique, right?
Yeah.
So now that's your starting point.
So it's tough, and so the way I set up diets. Anybody who's worked with me knows that I send a spreadsheet with certain macronutrients, and my macronutrient it gives a calorie count. My spreadsheet calculates your calories and your percentage of each macronutrient. But the way I do the diet is I realize that my true calorie count is a little bit higher, maybe 5 to 8% higher than what the actual calorie count says. And so for a female, when their diet's down to 700 calories. On my spreadsheet, which is probably 800 calories, somewhere around there, true calories for the day, and we're still 6-8 weeks out of a contest. That's when we kind of have to reevaluate and say I can't ethically go lower than this. I could drop you to 400 calories a day and 2 hours of cardio and get you in shape for a contest, but that's not fair to either of us because it's certainly not fair to you because that's a long road back to health. After that contest, and that's not, and it's typically a road that involves some obesity when you're when you can't maintain 400 calories a day anymore. So that's kind of my limit for females. For males, I feel like I really run into this almost exclusively with females. With males, even like I said, even if they do come to you with a sluggish metabolism and are fat, you still have a lot of room to drop calories. But if I have a male and he's uh, like middleweight or higher, and we're down to my effective calories of being 1,500 calories a day, there at that point we need to and even for the bigger guys, if they're under 2,500 calories a day, you need to start saying, okay, we can go through with the show, but we're no longer optimal. We're no longer in the zone where we're guaranteeing that you're not burning muscle. We're running into problems that are going to carry over into future shows.
Right.
So how important is this one for you?
Right. And
That's
those
my winded reasoning, I guess.
and those set calories, are you talking about that as like their highest calorie day or their lowest calorie day?
That's my medium calorie
Medium.
day. Their low calorie day, yeah. The low days I know we're very hypocaloric.
Mhm.
So my medium days are kind of someone who does a steady diet. My
Yeah.
medium days are probably around that range.
Yeah.
So that's, yeah. If they get below that on their day, basically those are days we're still trying to burn fat, but they're also in the gym. When we went to the level where for a female, if you're 700 calories, I can't expect you to have we're no longer able to be functional appropriately in the gym on that low number of calories.
Yeah.
So I guess a better explanation would be when we get to the point where we're so low calorie that I can't expect you to even to have an effective workout anymore. We need to reevaluate things.
Yeah. I agree. And one other aspect that I take a look at is, uh, there's a life outside of this, and a lot of people have normal jobs. And so if someone's telling me that at 8 weeks out, like they can't function, like it's they're at a point where, the rest of their life is falling apart. And, there's sacrifices that have to be made for if you're going to be a competitor and things like that. But you shouldn't get fired from your job. You shouldn't be, on the brink of on the brink of divorce from a formerly good relationship. Just being 10 weeks into a diet or something like that. So there comes a point where those things are getting out of control. And cardio's already like I don't know if you mentioned cardio. I think you did. And cardio's pretty high.
If we're doing double yeah,
Yeah.
And your calories are that low,
Yeah.
We need to do something.
Yeah. So that's just one other thing to take a look at, because if they're just sitting on the couch and their calories are low, but they're not doing any cardio, well, you can pick it out from there. But no matter what you do, or no matter where the person's at, if their body feels like it is being deprived, like super deprived, and gets into that starvation area, it's going to start shutting down the metabolism. And that's not a temporary fix. That takes a while to fix. The body is going to be much more, much more likely to shut something down than to turn things back on. So it's harder to get your metabolism revved back up than it is to get it to just.
And that's almost a necessity for survival. If our metabolism is boosted really easily, we wouldn't have survived periods of famine.
Mm-hmm.
The reason we've survived and become these high functional beings is because we were very good at surviving in times of famine. It's very easy for us to slow our metabolisms down.
Yeah.